And we're live. Morning thoughts, morning thoughts, morning thoughts. Shout out to the people going out to work this morning. Shout out to Miss Goldie Robinson. Thank you for being the first one in this morning. Shout out to the people going out to work this morning. Still, even though it's the holidays, shout out to the people coming in from work. Extra special big up shout out to the people who work multiple jobs. I have the utmost respect for you. Shout out to my entrepreneurs, my stay-at-home moms and pops, my retirees. Shout out to the drivers. Shout out to the Uber driver, Lyft driver, truck driver, taxi driver, food delivery drivers, round town and long distance truck drivers. Shout out to every single clean-hearted, good-hearted person who wants good for others as much as you want good for yourself, regardless of what your profession is. You're a good person. You deserve respect. Shout out to you. Thank you for being here this morning, everybody. Whole lot of people in here. This thing says 33 flips to 160. Okay, the numbers are adding up now. Big up on yourself and thank you for being here. We're approaching the end of the year. For those of you who weren't here yesterday, I was chewing on bones and broke out one of my teeth them over here. So I might be giving you half smiles. Or I could smile from way back here. Let me see. Yeah, it don't look so bad. I smile from way back here, but you won't hear me talk. Anyhow, that's superficial. We have a lot to talk about this morning. One of these things we're going to talk about is a story that I did recently out of Jamaica about 2 days ago or so, where a mother actually took the life of her teenage son. The mother is a police sergeant, and she had an altercation, confrontation with her teenage son, and she ended up killing him. You know what I find funny is I was just talking to my audience about this, right? Remember I said I don't give a damn. When my kids are in the house and I go to bed at night, I lock my door. Like, lock my door. Because I don't know which one of them is going to get up and act crazy and have some kind of resentment for something that daddy scolded me earlier or something he said. Remember I said that? And then just after that, it's like, it just kept going and going. Like, family member kill our family member, mother kill son, brother kill sister, father kill. Yo, you got to be careful, man. It's a different time and new generation. So in doing that, we're also waking up some people who are probably sleeping because I find that these things happen to people who underestimate others, especially in their family. That's my son. He'll never do anything to me. And then we have the crazy story of the guy who took his mom's head off and rolled it down the hallway, stripped himself down, laid down on his mom naked, and was singing, Jesus loves me, this I know, right? But she loved her son so much she couldn't see that coming, that kind of thing. So we'll talk about that this morning. The story from the police officer, though, is not adding up. And there were a lot of people in our comment section that were saying, stop the speculation, man. Just don't talk about it until you get the full story. Well, hey, listen, we already get the full story. First of all, let me say this. I'm very offended when people tell me to stop speculating. I get offended. When people tell me, stop the speculation, man, just wait till you hear the true story. Where am I going to hear the true story from, sir? You think that policewoman is going to say, boy, I lost it. I lost it. I could have saved them, but I lost it. You think she's going to come out and say that? She is now going to have, and I'm not saying that she's guilty of anything. I'm just saying there's another side to the story, and the person who should tell that other side to the story is dead, right? So speculation is how we actually put stuff on the table and hash it out. I find when people start telling you about stop the speculation, man, it's like they're trying to stop you from thinking. Like you're not supposed to have no logical thoughts about anything that happened. Well, this don't make sense. Well, start putting the pieces together. Start joining the dots. See where this goes. No, you're not allowed to do that. Stop doing it. So I'm supposed to just wait until I am told. And then whatever I'm told, I'm supposed to just accept as facts. I'm not you. I'm sorry. So if you don't want to speculate, that's your business. But leave me to my speculations. All right. And then we move on to our next one. 14-year-old shoots his sister on Christmas Day. That's a crazy story. And there's a lot of you who keep saying, you always do stories about Jamaica. Why you never do nothing about which part you there? Okay, well, this is one from where I'm at. And this story was crazy as well. And of course, Sting, the show, 2023 staging of Sting, I'm gonna have something to say about that this morning. And also, I was wondering what is up with our Jamaican women getting so excited seeing up under another woman. Yeah, I said it. I said it. Because if a man did go up on stage. Anyways, you pick where I start and we start there and we keep going. Come, I don't want to talk too much about what we're going to get into before we actually get into it and waste all our time just talking about what we're going to get into. Right? So choose who do that. Audrey writes here, who do that. Choose where we're going to start and I'll start. Please. Let me sip what's in my cup this morning. What's in my cup is red. Blah. This is Gatorade. I don't know why. A Powerade. I'm drinking a Powerade in the morning. I'm going hard for the end of the year. So I was drinking pineapple rum yesterday, and now I got to drink some Powerade to put back some. I'm all dried out. Any topic? All right. Jazzy lady, big up yourself. Um, BM says any topic goes for me. Dorothy T says the policewoman. Onika St. John says any topic. Morning, lovely Aneka. Lovely Aneka. Y'all please go over to Lovely Aneka. Click her link, go over to her channel and check out what she dealing with, right? Woman to woman could be a good thing for you. Audrey Wright says policewoman. I got 2 policewomen. I got 3 anything goes. Good morning, peeps. Dorothy T. Virtuous Fire says Sting. Lulu Ridges says any topic. It's a lot of any topics in here this morning. All right. It looks like any topic is winning. Policewoman might be winning. Okay, I have enough policewoman now. Now I have more policewoman than any topics. So it's between policewoman and any topics, and we have about 30 seconds to go. Keep it going. I'm reading. Carrie Ann Jones says policewoman. Marilyn Grant says policewoman. Jacqueline Harris says policewoman. Darlene Walter Riley says policewoman. Nadiv, what? Nadiv Smith says any. Big up yourself, Nadiv. Thank you for being here. Says any topic goes. And we need about 4 or 5 more policewoman. Karen Notice says the time is going down. We have about 10 seconds to go. It looks like it's going to be policewoman. Andrea Shervis says policewoman. And we are at the 5, 4, 3, 2. Any topic, BM says policewoman is still in the lead. It looks like it's going to be policewoman 1 and done. And King David seals it with policewoman. Policewoman it is. All right. Here's the story. St. Catherine, Jamaica. A female police officer, Veronica Gale, Carrie Ann Jones, Dainty D, they all came in with policewoman after. So here's the story, right? St. Catherine, it says St. Catherine, Jamaica. A female police officer reportedly shot her son multiple times in the chest as he allegedly attacked her with a knife. Allegedly attacked her with a knife. Observer Online understands that the incident occurred sometime around 7 p.m. on a Friday we just passed, in the Ebony Vale community in Spanish Town, St. Catherine. The cop's son was reportedly shot 3 times. The identities of the parties involved are being withheld. This must be a preliminary early report because his identity is on the front page of this video this morning, and it's on the front page of the official video I did for this. The first one is on the front of this channel, right? You can see his face. He's 19 years old. It's also understood that shortly after the shooting, police units arrived on the scene and the injured person was rushed. Okay, so that's an early report. Here's the report. A 19-year-old, he's 19-year-old. The mother's report is that she came home. She is a police sergeant, right? If you know anything about rank, and if you know anything about rank, you know that a sergeant it's not no newcomer to this. You earn your sergeant stripes and you earn those through years of service and being of a certain character, right? Okay. With that said, the mom is a police sergeant. Her son, and she carries a weapon for work, and she carries a personal weapon, which she is allowed to do. Concealed weapon permit, she has one from the FLA. With that said, her son is 19 years old. She comes home around 7 p.m. to find him sitting in the living room. She said, shortly after, an argument started. The argument led to her son attacking her with a knife. This is how it was presented, just like I'm saying it. She came home 7 p.m. and shortly after, an argument started. She saw him sitting in the living room, and an argument started, and he attacked her with a knife, and she was forced to defend herself. Hmm. There was a lot of talk. What I noticed first online is this. I noticed that every woman sided with the woman immediately. Yeah, man. I saw them boy picnic here stay. So them teenager here stay. Soon as them start smell themselves, them like they act like them want to lay authority in your house. I want to fight you out of your house. Feel like them can talk to you any which way them want to, and all kind of things. I'm reading all these comments, right? Hundreds of comments. All support for the mom, right? Every now and then you might see one or two persons says, damn, did she have to kill him? Another person would say, you couldn't have shot him in his legs. I mean, it's your son, right? Whatever caused him to feel like he could attack you with a knife as his mom. Another person said something sensible, like this didn't just develop right now. This is an ongoing issue. I looked at the young man's picture, and I clearly said, because when I left my comment, somebody said, how this dropping at this? SouFLoTV with your big platform always talk foolishness. But it's always some dunce person with a lot of comment, right? Tell me if I'm wrong about this, because I know personally this was my life. No, remember, I know my mom, school teacher, my father, soldier. No Jamaican parent of any levels and esteem want a chaka chaka head, raggedy hair, look like when them turn mop upside down, as my grandfather would say it. How else them used to say it? Dirty picky head boy, a rasta here, yeah, growing yeah, all that. No, none of those people. A police sergeant, a politician, none of them people there don't want their 19-year-old to be looking like that. If you take on a certain look in our culture, it could mean a lot. The same reason why I had to cover up all my tattoos when I'm going to see my grandmother. Foulness. Not true. The same reason I had to cover up all my tattoos when I was going to see my grandmother in Jamaica. And when she finally see them, and she was like, then you really sit there and do that to yourself? It wasn't no, oh, those are nice. That's not our culture. That is not our culture. That's new age people from fluid generation up culture. Older people, your mother is a school teacher. She wants you to present yourself as somebody that is intelligent because she's a damn school teacher, and she can't have you out here being the dumbass. If your parent is a police officer, high ranking police officer at that, sergeant at that, they don't want you out here acting like gunman, bad boy, especially living in a place like Spanish Town, even though I heard there's good parts of Spanish Town and bad parts. I never been there, but I'm just saying, Jamaica ain't that big. So whatever communities we have, the good one borders the bad one, cause the place not that big. See? So your mama don't want you out here looking like a scammer, or looking like a gunman, or looking like a vagrant, or looking like somebody who is non-progressive and non-productive. She wants you clean cut, because that's our culture, right? Clean cut, well dressed, well mannerable in your speech, articulate and intelligent. That's how they want you to be. So there's probably some kind of feelings brewing already, because when I look at the youth, sometimes you could look at somebody and look at something, and it could tell you a whole lot more than what is being said. I know no matter how me and my mother argue, I would have never picked up a knife. So, in order for your child to pick up a knife and come at you as his mom, now, mind you, he's not 6 and 7, he's 19. He understands certain things. He understands that his mother is a police officer, which means he understands that his mama knows how to play with a gun properly. If she shoots, she probably not gonna miss. He understands that she carries one, a personal one, and she have paperwork to carry it too, legal paperwork. So you're not gonna run upon your mom and test your mother like that, right? Especially our culture. Again, I brought you into this world. Finish the sentence. You don't know how it go already, right? Yeah. Hey boy, how you bright up yourself when I talk to so? Here's my theory of what I think happened in that home. Walk with me. I think Mummy been on his case for the longest. I don't know if Brother Man was on any illicit drugs, but you know, he looking at him, he fits the stereotypical, I call it the new look. The stereotypical, you know, the youth them where them here not kept, you know, them twist up them here and them drop them pants drop off of them body and in a skinny jeans and clocks, and you know it's just like a look. It, he carries that look. I'm thinking she's probably thinking you're not a good example of my home and my authority, being that I'm a police sergeant and all. So she probably been talking to him ragamuffin, you call it, vagabond, Dentity call it, Dirty T say ragamuffin, the typical chopper look, Kerry Ann Jones. Yes. So I'm thinking she probably was on his case already, as any Caribbean parent is gonna be. Like, yo, you get up and do something with yourself. And you're a big man now, you know, you're 19 years old. You're not supposed to be sitting around the house all day. That is non-progressive, non-productive. What are you doing for yourself? Where are you employed? Where are you going to school? It never said nothing about him being a university student. It never said anything about him being employed anywhere, right? And usually they would say stuff like, Desmond Jones, unemployed person. That's how they do in Jamaica when they do the news. Unemployed from something Valley Lane district was shot and killed this morning. Or they'll say Desmond Jones, a construction worker from Valley Lane district. Or they'll say that your profession is always put into it, right? There was nothing, or they'll say a student at the University of the West Indies. None of that was put in there. So I'm going off of the news that was delivered and I'm trying to fill in the pieces that are missing. I came home from work, saw my son sitting on the couch in the living room. An argument started shortly after. He attacked me with a knife and I shot. She said I shot twice first. And he kept coming, stabbing at me. And I shot one more time and him dropped. I think mommy been fed up with him. I'm hearing rumors that that's not her biological son. I don't know how true that is. I don't want to keep that going, but I'm just putting it out there because it's being said. The first thing came to my mind was, where's his father? Or where's the man of the house? Right? Again, because if a man is in the house, usually Pickney don't really think to do them something there. No, I'm not saying he did. I'm going off her story. Because honestly, I have another theory, and my other theory is, was that, this is me questioning, was that knife placed in his hand after? Because you see, she's a police sergeant, right? So whatever she plans to tell the police when they come, she have to make sure say herself don't go to jail. And I don't think if she made a mistake or in the heat of anger shot her son, I don't think she's going to stand there and tell the truth. I just don't think she's going to stand there and tell the truth. I think she's going to say, and again, because I don't want nobody get all twisted. I'm not saying this is what happened. I'm saying I am theorizing. So this is my theory. My theory, one of my theory, and y'all know how I do. I put myself on both sides. So here's one of my theory. One of my theory is mom's been talking to him. They've been going at it. He's 19 years old. He's now smelling and feeling himself. And he is responding in a manner that she finds very disrespectful. She probably finally confronts him. Who you talk to, so? Listen, who are you addressing like this? Brother man probably say, yo, you may talk to, so. And it got heated and escalated, right? And then it ended up with shot being fired. Now, with the shots, that's one of my theory. So that would have no gun in it, no knife in his hand, but she had to put something together quickly. So she put a knife in his hand and said he came at me with the knife in his hand, and I had to defend myself. That's one. The other theory is maybe her story is true, and he did come at her with a knife in his hand. But what was that argument about? That got him so heated that he came at his mother with a knife in his hand with all intentions of stabbing her, stabbing up his mother. Does he have a history of mental health issues? We don't know. There's more to the story that needs to come out. What was that argument about? Was there tension in the home before? Obviously there was. Or was this a day when she came home and he took some illicit drug and she looked at him and said, Roger, hi, you hi? You dip on something? And him freak out and go for knife and start. It could be anything, right? Right. So those are my two sides to this. What I will say is this. I keep a gun. I'm trained to use a gun. As an infantry soldier, I've probably spent more time with guns. Not probably. I've spent more time with guns than any average person out here or any gun enthusiast, unless you're out here living a gun life, like you're on the range. They have us on the range 8 hours of a day. You on your rifle all day, you breaking it down. And not only your rifle, you're dealing with all other guns, right? Because you have to understand them. To get your EIB, which is your expert infantry badge, and then your CIB, which you see right here behind me, that is you taking that into combat, right? Right. Those are my dog tags right above those right there. Anyhow, we are trained to shoot a certain way, okay? We're trained to shoot center mass. When her son started coming at her, was there no reaction time? Like, if you have to pull and shoot, was it that close that she had to pull and shoot? Like, without even, and he ended up right here in center mass, or did they have distance apart from them and they were arguing? Because if it was me, and it was my son, I know we're trained to shoot center mass, and we do, but because it's my son, I wouldn't be doing what I was trained to do. Although I can attest that the repetitious training that we receive is exactly for that purpose. We train a certain way repetitiously. You do it, you do it, you do it, you do it, you do it. I've ran drills during the daytime, and when we go to sleep at night, this is a soldier in his bed with no weapon doing the drill in his sleep. Sports, slap, pull, observe, release, tap, squeeze, slap, pull, observe. And we crowd around the bed and look at him and laugh. That's how much they drill it into you. So, and they do it for the purpose that if you're suddenly confronted, it'll be second nature to you just to go right into training. Was it that for her? Or could she have saved her son? You know what I mean? If it was me as a parent, I would definitely have been aiming at his legs. I would definitely have been aiming at his lower body, not his feet, but his legs. You know, you miss the feet easily. Feet are moving, especially if the person is trying to come get you. The feet are moving. But you can line them up from the middle and go down a little bit, hit them in the groin area or hit them in the lower thigh, in the thigh area or whatever. Nah, Audrey, you can't go for the hand. I want you to think about this. A lot of people say this, right? And I want to address that for them. She wicked, man. She murdered her son. She could have shoot him in her foot. Why she never shoot the gun, shoot the knife out of him hand? Why she never? That's almost damn impossible to do. If her theory or if her story is correct, if you imagine me coming at you with a knife, right? I'm not coming at you with a knife like this and slowly advancing and giving you time to aim and shoot my hand or aim and shoot my leg. I'm coming at you like my legs moving, my arm moving, my head is moving. You know how hard it is to hit this little thing right here? And it's going like this. Man, stop up your blood clot tonight. Y'all go like this. You try hit this. You're gonna be in that house shooting up everything. Y'all shoot up all of the furniture, them pew, pew, pew. The hand is moving like this. Even the head is a small target that's hard to hit. Because if the person is moving like that, you'll be like, I'm trying to get a headshot. I'm trying. You can't. That's why we go for center mass, that big piece of the body. Because no matter how hard you move that, this big piece right here is still there and easy to hit. So she probably went off of what she was trained to do. Second nature to them. If she's been drilled as much as I have, I don't know if she has, right? As a father, though, I would have aimed at my son's feet. Not feet, at his legs. I would have aimed at his legs. She said she shot 3 times. He was shot 3 times in the chest. Three times in the chest. And she said the first time he got shot, he didn't go down. He kept coming. I find that hard to believe. I don't know if you ever got shot before. I got shot before. And it's a stinging, it's a thump first. It feel like somebody punch you like first. And you don't feel no pain. You just feel, and you like, oh. You say ooh because of the pain come after. It's numbing, and then wherever you get shot starts to swell. And of course, blood is flying out and all that. If she hit her son in his chest twice, bah, bah, that would have been enough to stop him. I don't know. Unless she was carrying a 20, a little 22, them little tiny guns. But I'm willing to bet she was probably carrying like a 9mm or a 40 caliber or something like that. And if she was carrying any of those, 2 in the chest for a 19-year-old, and I seen him, he's frail. He actually looks about 15, 16, but he's 19. 2 in his chest would have stopped him. So I'm finding the story a bit hard to believe that she fired, but he kept coming, so she fired again. If you fired and he kept coming, why didn't you run? Back up. Because me, I would have done it just like this. No kidding you. I would have held my son at gunpoint, right? And I would have been instructing him the whole time. I say, you see what I'm holding in my hand? If you don't put that knife down, I'm going to shoot you. And if he advanced towards me, I'm going to say, yo, take one more step. And I'm shooting. As soon as he took one more step, bow, 1 in his leg. You want me to shoot you some more? Do you want me to shoot you some more? Trust me, that would have stopped him. He not no 19-year-old. Her son is not no hardened criminal. Her son ain't out in these streets. Her son ain't never been shot before. And I'm guessing, but I bet you my guess is right. He ain't never been shot before. The time you get that one, bow, in the legs, I'm backing up. I'm leaving the house. I'm going outside. I'm calling backup. Yo, I need some units over here at my house. This is Sergeant so-and-so. Yeah, I'm into an altercation with my son. I just shot him, so somebody has been shot. It's not me. Hurry up, get some units here right now. I'm still holding on to my gun. I'm at the entrance, exit, front door of my house. He's right in front of me. He's laying on the ground now because I shot him in his leg once. She could have done all that. Was she so caught up in the argument? May I tell you no. She probably was caught up in the argument so much and things were said that burnt her feelings so much that she was like, bah, bah, bah. 3, I can't picture, and I would even argue this with any forensic expert. I can't picture her placing a perfect shot the third time to the chest again. I can't. 2 in his chest, he would have went down. He would have been clutching his chest. He would have been falling. He would have been letting go of that knife. He would have been saying, "You shoot me. You shoot me." Not coming at you some more. I want to see the toxicology report. There are drugs that make you able to do that. This is very complicated. I don't know if you've ever seen somebody smoke sherm, angel dust, get a dusted spliff. I seen a man do that, and the police was on him. This brother took like 12 tasers. It was like 4 or 5 police cars showed up, and everybody jumped out. And they hit him with tasers first. Each person, all these different prongs on him. This man walking naked, and he's like, pull off all 12 tasers off him, right? And ran head first. Bashing right through a plate glass window in front of a store. Cut up himself on everything. He's inside the store now. He's bloody. Jumps on the counter where the cashier was. Cashier run gone. And he's wiping everything off. And mash up all of the lotto tickets and all that stuff. And that's a wave hand. Mash up place. Mash up place. When they flick him from the countertop and dropped him, boom, on his back. Man, that man sprang up like it must have got dropping our water up on a soft bed. He was naked and it was concrete floor. And the counter for his height is high. Boom, flipped him on his back, hit the back of his head, everything. He jumped up like nothing happened, start fighting all of them. It took more units and more units. It had like 20 people on this man trying to hold him down. And super strength. He's getting up every time and flicking people away. There's a drug out there that does that. So when this young man's toxicology report comes back, what will it say? Will it say that was in his system? Will it say he was smoking on some angel dust and it was a part of what caused that? Yeah. This is something serious. That's why I tell my kids, I say, I can't tell you what to do when you go out there into the world, because I got to a certain point where my mom couldn't tell me what to do. My dad couldn't tell me what to do anymore. I was out there in the world, and you felt like you wanted to try things. There's rules to this. One of the rules, if you're going to smoke, if you feel like, I want to smoke some weed, I just want to see what it's like, please do it. I can't tell you not to. You already made up your mind you're going to. Please do it from an organic source. Please do it in the confines of your own home. I even tell them, please do it one draw at a time. Make sure you're the one that rolled it. Make sure you don't put nothing else in it. You take a one puff and you put it out. Why? Because this is how I did it. Took a one puff and I put it out because I was scared as hell. And then I put it out and I'm like, damn, I don't feel nothing. Take a next one puff, put it out again. 30 minutes later, okay, I feel something now. So my limit was 2 puffs for a while, right? And 2 puff graduate to 4 puff, graduate to 1 whole spliff, and thing like that. But nobody ever season a spliff, give it to me. We call that season spliff. Nobody never season a spliff, give me, because I never share anything with anybody. I don't want none of what you have. I can do without it. The only way I'm burning is if I have my own stuff, and the only way I'm burning is if I'm the one that, I'll tell you a true story. I'm in Miami. I link up with an ex-friend, and we went to go see some Spanish dudes who are his friends, not mine. I'm visiting. We get in the car, a 1976 box Chevy. We get in the car. I'll never forget. I'm sitting in the back seat, and the brother up front who is not my friend, because my brethren who me come with is sitting in the back seat with me. The brother up front lights a blunt, puts it in rotation. He starts blowing out. I never done this before. I look around. All the windows are up in the car. I said, okay, this is what they call hotboxing. That's how I never done this before, right? That's what they call hotboxing. So their intention now is to fill this car up with smoke with you in it. So I'm like, okay, we see him puff again. It's a lot of smoke in the car. He passed the blunt to the guy in the passenger seat. The guy in the passenger seat takes it. Something said, look over there and see what he's doing. Because he had something on his lap the whole time and his head was down like this. But I'm in the back seat, laid back. I can't see it. So for no reason, I just jump up and look over like this, right? And I see cocaine. And I see this man sprinkling the cocaine in the weed and rolling them. And he had like 2 that was rolled already and 1 that was open and ready to roll with the weed and the coke in the spliff. I said, let me out this car. They're like, man, you ain't gonna smoke out with us? I said, nah, let me out this car. They opened the door. I got out, but they were like, all right, I'm gonna open the door. Just get out real fast because I don't want you to let out all our smoke. I don't have a problem with that. Just let me out. I got out the car real fast. In that little bit of time that I was in that car and I inhaled what it was they were smoking, I'm standing outside the car waiting for them to finish. And this is me. I start to feel mean and angry. And I'm like, my head is going up. And I feel like I burned about 10 blunts of something I never took before. You know, I feel like elevated, like outside of myself. And I'm like, yo, first I was saying to myself, what if me actually smoke any of that? Because the little bit that I got to inhale while I was in the car, something said get up and check. That's why I'm telling you, and I said, God, I've been on my life, you know, because I've been through so many situations. Listen, y'all need to like talk to your kids and your grandkids and make them know. Seeing, cause I saw some people end up mad out. If I didn't get up and look, and I was the one to just fall for peer pressure and be like, all right, let me get a one because everybody is saying do it. I said no. Cause from me there, Jamaica, me a little youth before me even come a foreign. Coke is a no. Coke, mad out. Coke equals mad out. So I'm like, let me out the car. Let me out the car. I'm standing outside. When I'm standing outside, right, they done. When they open the windows, mad smoke coming out the car. Everybody come out of the car. I'm not paying attention to them. I'm in my own world. I'm telling my brethren, I said, yo, drop me off at my house. He said, nah, can't drop you off at your house like this. He said, you can't drop me off at my house like this. Because they drove to South Beach. They got into a club and they got me in the club. And the dance floor in that club was so active and everybody had dance and stuff. I found myself in the middle of that dance floor, just flexing and breathing like a bull. I'm like, so my boy saw me, and the Spanish dude was like, oh, El Chupacabra. He El Chupacabra. He looked like El Chupacabra. The next day or days after, I went and go look up what El Chupacabra was. And apparently, that's how I was looking, right? Like a demon. But I remember him saying, yo, you're stuck. You're stuck. I got to take you out of here. So he said, come on, and grabbed me by my shirt and pulled me out of the club. Seeing? And pulled me out the club. And we went outside and walk up and down and talk and get something to eat and came back down off that stuff. So I tie all this into that lady and her son. What was his life like? Was he productive, progressive? Was he enrolled in school? Did he have a curriculum to adhere to? Or was he gainfully employed anywhere? Was he mixing up in bad company? Was he smoking anything? Was he on anything when she came home from work and saw him sitting on the couch, right? Cause that's how some of them drugs there will have you. It'll have you stuck. Like how she come home, see him sit on the couch, just stuck, and then out of nowhere flies into a violent rage. So that's what I'm saying. I want to see what his toxicology report says and what the autopsy says. But damn it, I really think 3 shots to the chest. I don't want to throw her under the bus, but I honestly think she could have done better than 3 shots to the chest. You know, Nia TV says it's a Spanish demon. Yeah, El Chupacabra. When I looked it up and found out what it was, I was like, damn, I was looking really bad, and my eyes were bloodshot red for days, like it wouldn't go away. Like it wouldn't go away. Veronica Gale says, if it's your child, trust. After the first shot, you are looking a way out. Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. If as a father, much less as a mother, if it's my child, I'm telling you, I'm backing him up like this. And I'm telling him, quick, fast, too. Put the knife down or I'm shooting you. If you take 1 step towards me, I'm shooting you. He took that 1 step, bow. I'm not here to debate with you. We're not going to argue this out. But I'm not shooting him in his face or in his chest or in his belly. I'm aiming low. I'm making sure I hit, and they train us not to go low because if you miss, you could imagine being a law enforcement personnel and you have your weapon, you have to draw it in the line of duty, and you're thinking save a life, and you aim for a foot, and the person moved their foot, and your bullet ricochets off of some bicycle rack that was behind this person, ching, and take out some little 9-year-old girl's eye that was standing somewhere over there. You understand? So they train you to not do that, to actually go center mass. That's the reason why, because ricochets can happen. But if I'm in there locked in with my son, I wouldn't care about a ricochet because there's nobody else in here but me and you. That's what I'm saying. So just the same way how we use restraints, and I can't really compare police to soldiers because we do a whole different type of training, especially like infantry soldiers do a completely different type of training. Like if we train how to have restraint on your trigger and also make split second decisions. Like if I run in a room, if there's a child in there and I'm riding my trigger, I got to be able to assess quickly and be like, oh, that's a child. All right. Oh, that's who I want. Bam. Oh, that's a child. All right. Right. I can't just go in there and be like, I'm shooting anybody that's in the room. So that split second decision making thing, that would have kicked in and said, just back him up like this, and instruct him loud and firm. Instruct him loud and firm and make that decision. I'm going to shoot for the thighs. I'm going to shoot for the lower body and make that decision. And if it's ricocheting, it's you and him in there. Nobody else. So I don't see why she had to do 3 to the chest. If you ask me, that's excessive. I kind of feel like something else was there. I've seen people say she didn't want to kill that youth a long time. She did want him dead long time. And I don't know if I agree with that necessarily, but I know that when people get angry sometimes, they go overboard. That's why I'm not getting nothing with nobody. Because my style is overboard. And I go extra. I want to go way extreme. I want to go so extreme that everybody is like, Jesus Christ, you never enough to do all that. But don't bother me then. Don't do nothing to me then. Leave me alone, kind of thing. Maybe she was like that, and once you're in it, you're in it. And she's not thinking save a life, discipline a child. He will live to learn from this mistake. She's just thinking my ego, myself, kind of thing. It's emotional. Yeah, Wayne Core. It's emotional. It's deeply emotional. It's kind of like when a woman come in and find her husband in bed with our friend. And this is somebody who she's been helping to take care of, give her a place to stay, all this. And she just draw a knife and just start stab. And she stab him and she stab her and she stab up. She had no time to think, really. She just started operating off straight emotions, right? This is like a deep hurt, and how could y'all do this to me? And this is so embarrassing. This is hurtful. And in the moment, I went way overboard, kind of thing. In hindsight, what I should have done was I should have walked out the house and let them have each other. But here I am standing in front of a judge on a double murder charge because we stab her up and stab him up too, kind of thing. So yeah, emotions, when emotions get involved, man, it's a whole different thing. But again, your child though. Karen Notice says, my sister caught her friend putting cocaine in her spliff. Was she putting it in her own spliff or is she putting it in your sister's spliff? Wayne Core says you have to protect your life and think about the other family members left behind. Mervyn the Point Jamaica Kerr says her shooting just shows Jamaican police training. Yeah, we don't just see. I don't want this to be a put down Jamaica kind of moment, but we're not just trained to shoot, we're trained to restrain. We're trained to show restraint, and we're also trained to disarm, and we're also trained to make a split-second decision, right? Because like I said before, if I run into a room with my team and I flip my way and the guys peel off and go that way, I'm covering my sector and I see a child. I have a split-second decision to make. Do I squeeze or do I keep maneuvering past this child, kind of thing? You know, anger can take you from 0 to 100 real quick. Carrie Ann Jones, absolutely. And I think she got. Yeah, listen, let's not take the cultural part out of it, right? The cultural part of this is this: you have a Jamaican mother. That's the cultural part, and they all stay the same. I don't give a damn who wants to say no. They don't. They all stay. Your granny, your mother, quiet. Shouldn't lick you. Okay, because you never test her yet. Test her, no? Is she from the Caribbean? Test her. I don't give a damn Haitian. Name any of the Caribbean islands. And I speak specifically for Jamaica because that's where I'm from. They're all the same. Just like how all Jamaican people have a similarity in them. All Caribbean people, period, have a similarity in them. We call it spicy. Some of them are more conservative than others, you would say. Exercise more restraint than others, you would say. But don't be fooled. Don't think, oh, they can't do what you see the other ones do. Oh, that one are the Bugo Yaga, I saw them do. No, that suit and tie one and that pretty dress one, they'll turn just like that. Try it. Try and do the wrong thing and see what happens. So when you have a Jamaican parent, a Jamaican mother, Jamaican moms don't play. They don't play. Who you size up on in here? Who you come try roll voice and go on like you exercise authority pan in here? Hey, who you talk to some boy? Who you disrespect them kind of weird, Javan? Eh? Come here. We've heard it. We've seen it our whole lives. Somehow we went through it. That minute you started to smell yourself and thought you was going to cut eye and walk away, or thought you were going to set something under your breath and walk off, you can't take the cultural aspect out of it, right? Me explaining this to somebody outside the culture is giving them a view of who's trying to understand, giving them a view of us on the inside. You can't take the cultural aspect out of it. Your mother carry a gun. She's a police sergeant. She's a Jamaican. And you gonna do what? Pick up knife? Fidua. You go dead. You go dead. And but it would take her saying, well, you know, somebody could have shoot him and I'm like them. But anyway, at the end of the day, I responded trying to save myself. Right? I could have ran out the house. I don't know if him there going to chase me. I could have done other things, but it was in the heat of the moment in close quarters. How far were you away from him when those shots were fired? All these things are things I would need to know. Because if she did way down the hallway when she fired them shots there, then she mean to kill him. If she was close and the knife came out of nowhere and she so happened to have her gun on her, that's a whole nother story. She just came home from work. Why was her gun still on her? You know, the first thing you do when you come home from work is you take off your things and you put on your gun and all these things, right? Or let's say she just came home from not work, but somewhere else where she wasn't dressed in uniform, wasn't carrying a service pistol, she was carrying her personal gun. The first thing you go do is go put all that stuff up when you get inside of your house. You don't walk around with it. So how did she get to the gun so quick if he came at her with a knife so fast? You see what I'm saying? There's a lot of questions here. How did she get to the gun so quick if he came at her with a knife so fast? Hey, man, I hope they work this out and I hope justice is served. I just honestly think the dude didn't have to die, but I don't know what drove him to attack her with a knife, if he indeed attacked her with a knife, which to me is questionable. It's up in the air. I don't know. Audrey Wright said, yo, me get some lick. Me have leftover PTSD. We both did. Carry notice that my mom used to beat everyone except me because I knew to be quiet. Yeah. Oh, wait, Carrie Ann Jones say you get a box, you draw call and lean to the opposite. You draw call and lean to the opposite side. Your face twist up like. Wait, Course says she has to live with that burden for the rest of her life. Yeah. She has to live with that burden for the rest of her life. When who that? Veronica Gill says, did he bar the door? Was he trying to stop her from leaving or something like that? I don't know. She said an argument ensued. He attacked with a knife. She shot twice, and then he still kept coming, stabbing at her, and she shot again. Well, see, all that, the details are just weird to me. Because when you're gonna stab somebody, you don't go at them already stabbing. You know what I'm saying? When you're gonna stab somebody, you start stabbing when you reach them. You don't go at them, I'm coming to stab you, and I'm stabbing air already on the way to you, kind of thing. So all that is weird. He kept coming and he was stabbing. So I shot him again. And he fell this time. Tyson Thompson says, yes. Up until this day, I don't even be around people smoking. Real talk. Debbie Jervis says he regretted that little stunt. Never to be repeated. Ain't no regrets. Dead man has no regrets. Dead man has no feelings, no thoughts, no nothing. She regrets. She regrets that whatever led to that was not handled better earlier. Whatever led to that was not handled better earlier is the regret that she will be living with as a mother, as the adult in the situation. Whatever led up to that, because that didn't just happen out the blue. So whatever led to that, they neglected it and they kept feeding into it. And it kept growing and growing and growing until it got to where it got to. Yeah, so she's going to live with those regrets for sure. Especially when she looked back and she realized that either A, I lied to save myself from prison because I really killed my son and I could have saved them. Or B, he was coming at me for sure, but I still could have saved him. I didn't have to kill him. She's going to have to live with that. Or maybe I had no choice. I had to kill him. Either way you take it, she's going to have deep regrets. Nia TV says that's a heavy burden to constantly have on your mind. And that's what karma is going to be. Karma and going to prison. Wayne Course says, I'm still traumatized by the licks that I got. Was talking about my son, Read up top. Debbie Jervis says, "Yeah, boy. All right. So with that story said, I just had to come do this one with y'all live. I did the video of the original story dropping, but I wanted to do it live because I wanted to get good feedback from everybody else to see what your thoughts were about it. Because if you check the story under the comment section, most people side with the mom, with the police, you know, and it, there's an undercurrent here because what those comments tell me, it tells me that there are a lot of bitter parents out there today, right now. A lot of bitter parents are out there. They've raised children who are now turning against them, and they're bitter. They're being disrespected. They're being talked to any which way. I saw the comments. One person said, "My son is 16 and I'm mad to kick him out right now. I don't care if he go live out in the streets." But he's she said he is like bolstering up on me or something like that, acting like he want to fight me. And I'm a single mom. Another person said, so all these women are looking at this as if it was them with their unruly child that they have, which tells me that there are a lot of unruly children out there, and there are a lot of jaded parents out there. You know, I don't know. Maybe y'all want to start spending more time with y'all kids. Maybe y'all want to start actually talking to your kids. You know, some people don't talk to their children unless it's telling them to stop doing something. Stop do this. Don't do that. You're not going. But do you ever speak to them? Like, how was your day? Um, what's going on with you? What are you into? Do you even know what your kids' favorite colors are? Do you even know what their favorite type of music is? Do you even know anything about them? Do you even know? That's why some of y'all reach certain age and then your boy come out and he's like, "Hi," and you're like, "Where this come from?" But he been hanging around you the whole time. You know what I'm saying? You did that talk about you need a girlfriend. You need a girlfriend. That boy been showing you the whole time that I'm not into girls. I am a girl. Hey, and you keep ignoring it. That's how little attention you pay. You know what I mean? To your kids. So that's one of the solutions. That's one of my big ass elephant son, Kosi, shattered my living room table. So now I don't have no living room table. It was all a glass table. So now I have no living room table. So everybody eat now like on the couch or take them food gone in our bedroom, go watch TV while them eat on something. I was just saying that to wifey last night. I said we need to get I'm looking for a glass cutting store. And I can't find one because where we live is kind of a weird remote kind of area, but it's close to everything big. So I'm looking for a glass cutting store where I could find and cut a glass back for the table. And I was telling wifey that last night. And she agreed because that's what her mom does as well. That's how the family is. That's how I was raised. Everybody eats at the table. And when you sit at the table, there's no electronics, there's no nothing. There's a time for this is a time for you to look up close because your kids can't run from the table. So you're looking close. It's not just you talking, it's you making an assessment of your child, a physical assessment. You're looking. Are their eyes bloodshot red? Does anything seem off with him? Speak to him close up, this close from the table. John, pass me the salt, please. Watch him. Is his motor skills working properly, or is he reaching for the salt like this? Y'all forgot ask. Why are you trembling like that? Are you on something? Why do your eyes look so glazed over? Why are you speaking so slowly? Why are you dragging your words? You know, this is the time for you to have that meeting. As busy as your schedule is, if you just take 30 minutes every day to have meals with your children, you will find out a whole lot. You understand? So there are things that parents need to do. And we just said that last night too. The elders did things for a reason. We come up and trying to break tradition with everything, not knowing that we're throwing away some of the most valuable things that was set in place for us to continue to follow in order to keep our family safe, in order to keep our family growing, in order to keep everybody in the family feeling like they are loved and somebody here cares about you. Everybody got to take them dinner Oh, I don't want that. You have 10 people in the house, 10 people want 10 different things to eat. There's no unity there. 10 people go 10 different directions. Everybody is off on their little devices. Wanna eat burger. The other one wants soup. The other one want chicken back. The other one want this. Everybody eating something different, watching something different. That's disconnection. That's destruction for your family. You understand? So coming back together at that table over a meal, no electronics, that's a perfect way to get your family back on track. And I'm going to make sure that I keep that tradition alive and I continue to do that. We as parents get trapped in the bills and society pressure. Absolutely, Wayne. But make that time. See, I know adults that will say that. Like, for instance, I know a single mom that would say that, but she'll make time for a new man though, and she'll make time for date night to go get some new dick, and she'll make time for a new 30 minutes out of every day. 30 minutes. So the excuses are easy to come by. Oh, I was so busy and so tired, I gotta go lay down. Yeah, let that new ninja call, right? Come on, man. Let's fight against all the excuses and everything else and just make it happen. Know what I mean? Wincourt says, boss, most parents have 3 jobs to make ends meet. I don't know them. I know a lot of people that work 2 jobs. Most people I know work 1 job. And the 1 job has them struggling and fighting with the bills. Single parent, collecting child support, all this other stuff. Some people work 2 jobs. Yeah, I get that too. But you can make a way. You can make a way. Make it your priority. Think about what happens if you don't make it your priority. Think about the resentment that will come from your children. Remember I told y'all yesterday what that counseling couple said? The day is going to come when those children are going to look you dead in the eyes. That's their reckoning. That's their day when they're going to size your ass up and they're going to say, that did not even look big like him used to look when me did little. I could flip this ninja. Yeah, because your son is big and strong now, and he been playing football for years, and he been hitting the weight room, and you're going. Like my grandfather used to say, me I go, uno I come. The world belong to uno. Right. So when they stand in front of you and tell you all these things, you always had something to do. You put everything before us. You're always on your phone. You were always gone on a date. You were always this, that, and the other. You never made time for us. What are you going to say then? What are you going to say then? Because they don't want your excuses. All right. Audrey Wright says it was around our dinner table that a lot of hurt feelings got talked about and hashed out. Yes, absolutely. Same thing. My grandmother used to be at the dinner table and she used to be like, you know why I beat you earlier? you drinking, drink, eat your we used to eat beer grung food. I grew up with beer grung food. We used to eat rice only on Sundays. The minute I try to eat my food, so we eat some chicken back with some yellow yam and dumpling and stuff. You know what I say? I try to deal with my food with tears. You drinking gravy and tears, my friend. She's like, you know why I beat you earlier? I beat you because you're too lie. I beat you because you lied to me. That's why I beat you. I told y'all that before, right? Make up my mind, so I'm not gonna lie to this lady anymore. I tell her the truth one time. I actually beat the daylight out of me for telling her the truth. I said, damn. So if me lie, me get beaten. If me tell the truth, me get beaten. These are principles that you need to stand on too. If you tell your kids, as long as you tell me the truth, I'll never come at you this kind of way. I just hate when you lie to me. And you foster a relationship to where your children can tell you the truth, then it's all good. But if you tell them, as long as you tell me the truth, I'll never come at you this kind of way. But every time they tell you the truth, rah, 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 you bark and beat them down, they'll never tell you the truth again. Because they'll say, if I lie, it's bad. If I tell the truth, it's still bad. So I might as well lie, right? So it's not so bad. because he obviously likes lies. You know what's funny? You're setting your child up to be just like that in real life in a relationship. You with somebody in a relationship who every time you tell them the truth, if you have a partner in a relationship, right? Every time you tell your partner the truth, the respond is rah, 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 rah. Guess what you start to do? You start to withhold the truth from your partner. Now, who wants to be in a relationship where your partner is not somebody you can be truthful with? What you're doing is forcing your partner to make stuff up, to lie, to create a special personality for just for you. You will never get 100% of your partner. Other people will. You will get one that your partner has designed just for you, just to deal with you. So think about that, right? And it goes a long way. It goes all into their adult life and everything else. Anyhow, and Andrea Patterson says, wait. Karen Notice says, my son is 43 with 4 kids. And he told me thanks for the way I grew him up. Ah, that's what's up. Andrea Patterson says, but some parents devotes their lives to their children. And with the society that we live in, our children and grandchildren just don't go for the Jamaican culture traditional ways. That's why you have to keep them grounded. If you're in foreign and your children never go to Jamaica, stop trying to act like you're growing them Jamaican with Jamaican traditions. When last they went to Jamaica? You're like, never. Well, they have no connection with it. That's like you telling me these African traditions we must keep. And I'm like, I've never been to no Africa. And I trace my roots and I still can't find no Africa in it. I just say I'm African too because everybody else say they're African that look like me, kind of thing, right? But I trace my roots all the way back to Jamaica. That's it, Jamaica, right? Free blacks and natives, Jamaica. So you have to, you got to be conscious of what you're doing. If you're telling these kids, I was watching another documentary, an interview with Busta Rhymes, and Busta Rhymes, big up Busta, Busta Rhymes said every summer his mom, this is one of her ways of dealing with stuff. Yeah, you're going like, have no behavior and all that. I can't wait for summer come. Every summer, you ask going to Jamaica, go on down there, make your grandmother them teach you some manners and some respect. And it's out of her hands. You're in Jamaica. So him go Jamaica, go here. Hey, come here. This is who you just roll your eyes at when I talk to you just like that. All these things go a long way. Right? It's who you just roll your eye at. So remember, our thing different, You can't roll eye, You see body language, you will get broke up for the for the wrong body language. When them tell you go do something, shrug a shoulder if you're bad. Shrug, kiss teeth if you're bad. Teeth missing. Cut eye. I used to think they would jerk out my eyes on purpose like this and take my 2 eyes if I ever did. You have to be conscious of all that. But all that comes with being there and showing them instead of then overfaring and I tell them about I'm raising you just like how they don't want to hear that. So it's not gonna translate well, is what I'm saying. Right? Audrey Wright says that scene from Black Panther when T'Challa went back to the ancestral plane to talk to his father was so powerful. Remember the scene where his father said, if I had not prepared you to be here or to survive here, then I failed and I wouldn't have done my job. Yeah. We as parents have a limited amount of time to teach our children as much as we can teach them because none of us control time and none of us know when we're going. You can be healthy and nice and pretty right now. 2 weeks from now, you're in critical condition. God forbid, I'm just saying, right? And that'll be the end of you. And then what? You were waiting to teach your children everything that you never did. You were waiting to put in place all the things you should have, but you never did. Some life insurance policy, like I keep talking to y'all about. You're living, which means you're going to die one day. You have children, put some life insurance policies in place. Put something in place so that you pay it forward. So the next generation don't suffer and bata and bruise up like you had to do to get to where you were at or the little that you did achieve. You know what I'm saying? All these things. It's a part of responsible parenting, actually. our counterparts, our other persuasions, it is a proven fact that most of them come into wealth not by hard work, by inheritance. Yeah. And then they stand on old money because this came from their grandparents that was passed down to their parents. And now they have a double accumulation because now when parents pass, they have parent stuff and grandparent stuff, and they could put theirs on top of it. By the time their children come along, their money 4 generations deep. We not doing any of that. But these are the kind of things that I'll be talking about that get dismissed so easily. All right. Wait there. Carrie Ann Jones says, we have tailored our parenting. We keep our firm Jamaican principles and add a little bit of room to listen to our kids and talk more instead of shouting. That works. That works. But some of the things the elders did, we need to keep. And that's one of them. Debbie Jervis says, I made an error in judgment and kissed my teeth after my auntie. All now, almost 60 years later, my ears are ring. And my auntie gone home to glory 5 years ago. But you remember that box they don't, right? Hot box. Kiss teeth. You're bright. Kiss which teeth? That's the ultimate sign of disrespect. Cock up your foot and cut tens in front of adults. While when them talk to you, roll back and roll eye. Kiss teeth. Where? I see my daughter in here. I speak to her. She 9 years old. She gone. Storm off in our room. Bam! Slam door. I'm stuck in the kitchen. I'm like, and she's a girl. So I have to be like extra. It can't be like one of my boys, them, you know. Hey boy, come here. It's a girl too. So, you know, you gotta tailor it to, like she said, tailor it to modern times. But you don't want your children being like you're the boogeyman kind of thing. Yeah. So Audrey writes a slam fufa door. Yeah, Audrey, make sure I calm myself down first. Then I went into her room and spoke to her. And I spoke to her like this. I said, what you just did, if I did that when I was growing up, they would beat me to no ends. She's like, clutching invisible pearls, beat you to no ends. I said, yes, Nika, you slammed my door. You stormed off when I spoke to you, slammed your door. Don't do that again. It's rude. It's disrespectful. But you have to catch yourself before you just, cause see, the worst thing you could do, right, is when she slammed the door, what would our parents do? As that door that slammed, you would think they were on the other side of the door, cause you never even hear the door open again. And that's how fast they would reach you. You slam the door, them stand up right as so. As soon as you slam that ratted, blind them right here. I want that to just go. At the door, you just slam. At the door, you just slam. Hey, come here, big drip up to, you know, thumping the mouth. At the door, you just slam, you know. I which door you slam? How where you live? I which door you slam in there? I which one I build them? I which one I build them UPA in there? When them done box you all the way down, you so and box you back up here, so and lean you back over there, so slam what door? Slam what door? But I try to explain all that to her. She laughed. Matter of fact, she thinks it's all a joke. She's like, tell me another one of your beating stories, Dad. I'm glad to know my traumatic years mean comedy to you. It wasn't comedy when I was going through it, though. You know, something tell her them story, them story there. But we can evolve and be better parents, man. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. And whatever is going on in your house, don't let it get to the point where it's so out of control that you actually really feel like you can kill your own child. Because sometimes you can get there like you want to ring off a neck or want to bust a head. But control yourself. Control yourself. She would have wake up the next morning and the door gone. Yeah, that's one of the things we can do. You know, take the door off the hinges type of stuff. Mervyn the Point Jamaica says I carry a girl in my bedroom and the room door get take off for 6 years. But tell us, no girls in the room. And if you friend them in the room, the house door open is the house door and your door. the door open, wide open all the time. You remember that? Young teenager, you carry a little girlfriend going to the room, but you study. This is when we first started knowing that our parents were being Americanized a little bit. How we lock up in a room with girl, but we have study, homework. Yes, mommy. Turn the door a little bit on India. First time you exchange tongue and all them something there. Let's try this. Is that how you do it? Who used to kiss the mirror when I grew up? I practice for when you go back to school, if you go kiss your girlfriend, see her up on the mirror. You say, yes, I have it now. So me I go kiss her, you know. And then when you get your first kiss, you know, if you know your tongue all over the place. You in your little room. You know, who have door lock in ya? Jesus Christ. Anyway, I got put out and got to live with them. When Cora says, I got put out and had to live with my father, with my woman, you did bad. Mary James say, I remember my daughter sighed loud after I gave her instructions. Well, that was 19 years ago, and I introduced her to the flip-flops. She's 24 now, and she tells her friends about flip-flop whippings. Yeah, man. All right. We're moving right along, right? We're going to go a little bit extended this morning, not too far, though, because I want to cover these other stories. Y'all be careful out there. Check out this story right here out of Florida. There's a teenager who's accused of shooting his sister. For those of you who live in the state of Florida, you probably saw it. And so what happened was they were arguing. And this was an argument between two brothers. And a sister intervened and tried to tell them, like, y'all knock it off, man. It's Christmas, right? So a 14-year-old Floridian teenager fatally shot his sister in an argument over Christmas gifts. If you look at the icon to this video, you will see her to the far left and her two brothers, one above the other. The one at the top is the one that shot her. The one at the bottom is the one that shot him for shooting her, right? Crazy. First of all, you're saying to yourself, a 14 and a 15-year-old, what are they doing with guns? They had their own guns. The 14-year-old teen, Florida, fatally shot his sister in an argument over Christmas gifts. Talk about entitled children. Only to be shot moments later by his own teenage brother, authorities said. The argument started when the brother, who was age 14 and 15, they were out shopping Christmas Eve, Sunday, with their mother. Single mother affairs. Extra emotional boys. They were out Christmas shopping with their mother and their sister, and they got into a spat, an argument over who was receiving more gifts. Pinellas County Sheriff Bob Gutierrez said to the news conference. After shopping, the boys, their mother, their 23-year-old sister, Abrielle Baldwin, and Baldwin's two young children. She also has two children, ages 11 months and 6 years old. She's 23. She has a 6-year-old, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, teenage mom, single mother, young kids, emotional boys. Went to their grandmother's home in Largo, where the argument continued. You getting more gifts than me. Why he getting more presents than me? That's when the 14-year-old brother stood in the doorway, took out his .40 caliber pistol, semi-automatic handgun, and pointed it at his brother and told him, I'm going to shoot you in the head. The police has the gun. There's a picture of it right here. I'm going to shoot you in the head. The 14-year-old tried to get his 15-year-old brother to fight him, and the uncle ended up separating them and moving the 14-year-old outside of the house into the driveway area. That's where he found Abrielle, his sister, and she was carrying her 11-month-old baby in a carrier strapped to her. She told him, she said, y'all need to leave this stuff alone, man. Y'all need to knock it off. Why are y'all trying to start all this? It's Christmas. The 14-year-old argued with her, called her derogatory terms. Shut the fuck up, bitch. Ain't nobody talking to you. And shot her in the chest as she was holding her infant in the carrier. Gutierrez, the sheriff's department, said she fell and the baby fell too, but the baby was unharmed. The 15-year-old brother who was inside, he came running outside because that's who he was arguing with first, telling him he's going to shoot him in the head. So when he heard the shot go off, people screaming, he ran outside. He took out his 45 semi-automatic handgun. He said, "You shot my mother effing sister." And he shot the 14-year-old one time in the stomach. The sheriff said that there was an 8-second gap between the time the 14-year-old shot Abrielle and before he himself was shot. 8-second gap. Like he shot him right after. At the time he was shot, and he was no longer in possession of his gun. The 15-year-old then ran, threw his gun in a nearby yard, and fled to a relative's house in Clearwater. Abrielle, the sister, the mother of two, she was taken to the hospital. She died of her wounds. She was just a woman going through and about her life, doing her thing with her two kids, is what the sheriff department said. Now, you got an 11-month-old and a 6-year-old that has no mom because their mother is dead. The 14-year-old was undergoing surgery and was listed in stable condition. The one who shot his sister, he survived after his brother shot him. He will be released from the hospital to the Department of Juvenile Justice. The 14-year-old was charged with first-degree murder, child abuse, and being a delinquent in possession of a firearm. The Pinellas Pasco County State Attorney's Office will determine whether or not he'll be tried as an adult. In the state of Florida, you could be tried as an adult, I believe, as young as 12 years old. I believe, if that still stands. Now, when the police found the 15-year-old brother who was defending his sister, he made self-harm statements and he was taken to the mental health facility. That he was going to kill himself. Authorities said he was charged with attempted first-degree murder and tampering with physical evidence. Nobody wins. The 40 caliber handgun the 14-year-old used to shoot his sister was recovered, but the 45 that the 15-year-old used to shoot his 14-year-old brother, officials said, still has not been recovered. Gutierrez said that in the investigation and interviews with local people, the two teenage brothers carried guns all the time. That's what everybody tells them. Told the law enforcement that these two, they carry guns all the time. They always strapped up. He said the brothers got their guns by stealing them from unlocked cars, and they're out in the middle of the night doing car burglaries. Single mother. Noting that both were arrested in connection with numerous car burglaries in the past. These young kids, 14, 15-year-old, routinely carry firearms. And this is what happens when you got young delinquents that carry guns. They get upset. They don't know how to handle stuff. Emotions control them. So they just take out all their guns and they just start shooting at each other. And one of them so happened to kill their own sister. The 14-year-old has arrests dating back to when he was 12 years old is when he started getting arrested, including being a minor in possession of a gun at 12 years old, disorderly conduct, grand theft auto, auto burglaries, battery on a school employee, and many more things. This is the sheriff department saying this. This proliferation of guns in the streets and guns in this area and guns in the hands of these kids is the worst I've ever seen. And I don't think we've even seen it this bad ever. I really think that we need tougher laws to deal with these kids. They're not getting the consequences that they should get for their actions. Yeah. This is America. Worse, this is Florida. Guns everywhere. I tell people all the time, if you're in Florida, just assume that everybody has a gun. You know, my mom used to do something, right? She'll drive And if somebody bad drive her, she would like go back and bad drive them. Or, throwing up hand signs, driving right next to them. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? And I'm ducking in the car. I'm like, yo, I'm not driving in your car no more. You have a gun? She like, no. I said, how you know they don't have a gun? How you know they're not gonna start shooting at the car? If people bad drive you, just leave them alone, let them go. When people bad drive me, I have my gun. I still just back off, go real slow, go where you're going, have the road. I don't want no confrontation, right? Because I'm either gonna be forced to shoot or you're shooting at me. God or gun makers didn't make your gun and stop there. They made yours and others. And the way how the gun laws are here, everybody has a gun. And it's not hard to get one, even the illegal one, right? So these kids been carrying guns forever. They've been getting arrested. Grand theft auto at 12. Possession of a firearm at 12. Yeah. End up killing his sister. Single mother home, multiple children. Her daughter became a teenage mom as well. She now has 2 kids, and one of her kids ended up killing the other one. This is just crazy. Look at the cycle, right? Look at the cycle. But we're not gonna rub any more salt in that wound. It's a sad ass situation. Sad situation because the sister, all she was trying to do, she was trying to tell her brothers, come on, man, it's Christmas. Can't y'all just let this go? And he actually told his sister, shut the fuck up, bitch. Ain't nobody talking to you. It actually said in another report, he pulled the gun out and he told his sister, I'm gonna shoot your ass. And then he fired with the baby in the carrier on her. He could have hit the baby. He ended up hitting her in the chest, close to the baby. Man, listen. Wayne Core says, I stopped that in 2012 when the Spanish lady showed me hers. Man, listen, I'm at the gun range and an old white man came in and I got a 40 caliber, the same exact gun that this young man has. I had that at the range, right? And I'm firing. And an old man came in with a duffel bag and he was pulling nothing but rifles out that duffel bag. And this old man who looked like an easy target, he was bullseyeing everything from the farthest angle all the way up. His shot groups were tight. And I remember saying to myself, he must have been in the military. And not only that, but whoever sees him and thinks that that's an easy target, they're in for a rude awakening. So yeah, in places like Florida, Texas, whatever, just put a smile on your face and go about your business, my friend. And if somebody don't bother getting into no arguments with nobody, don't bother say nothing out the way. If somebody say you offended them, my apologies, I didn't mean to. Exit stage left, get up out of there because I'm telling you that they already planned it before they even confronted you that you're going to die today. They don't shoot for fun. So you don't want no drama, right? And that's the best way to survive. Sometimes you got to walk away from some stuff, man. Sad situation, though, These children nowadays are so entitled. And it goes back to speaking about women raising boys. And I don't know who wants to take it serious or not, but children emulate who's around them constantly. You can tell when a little boy has been around females a lot, especially if his mom is the one that's in the house and there's no male figure, especially if he has a mom and a sister and there's no daddy there. He'll act like his sister and he'll act like his mother, right? This is facts. This is facts. And then the other boys that get around him, they're able to tell also. So he gets picked out as the weakest link. And now he has to fight to show that he's not the weakest link. And what does he go off of? He goes off of the response that is learned from seeing his mom deal with stuff. So if his mom deals with stuff like screaming and shouting and acting a certain kind of way, emotionally driven, that's exactly how her son's going to be. You know what I mean? It's no surprise that they ended up like this. It's no surprise that he cussed out his sister who was trying to quell the thing and then shot her and ended up killing her. All emotions, because that's what they know. And they learned that from their sister and their mother. Yeah, that part. Some of the wicked woman out there still, some man out there, I broke them neck for see them picnic for the holidays. And you doing everything in your power. I see how I switch gears. You doing everything in your power to make sure that man don't see his kids. I'm gonna tell you something. You wicked, but karma is gonna beat your ass in a way that you never expected it. Because the day will come when that youth is going to realize that you were the friggin' problem. Yeah. So don't feel like you can nice them up and then talk about your daddy this and your daddy that, or even worse, I don't ever speak bad about him in front of the kids. Okay. So you alienate him from every information about his dad. The chicken is coming home to roost. Remember, I told you so. You'll see. Anyhow, last one for the morning now. Let's leave on a good note. Who saw Sting? We're gonna do our Sting fight review / commentary. Children always go back to the absent parent because they realize who the damn problem was. That's it. They realize who the problem was. You know, I was watching something again with wifey yesterday, and it was Tyler Perry's story. You know that Tyler Perry, the man that he thought was his dad, turned out to not be his father. And this is the man that he knew his whole life as his dad. And he asked his mom before she passed, why is he so mean to me? Why he treat me like this? And his mama said, because he doesn't think you're his son, or he never thought you were his son. Tyler Perry said, years passed, they went and did a DNA. The DNA test proved that he was a jacket. So Tyler Perry's a jacket. And his mama held that and took that to the grave. And that man had suspicions his whole life and never said, you ain't my son. But he probably said it to her. So she said it to him. Women, y'all got to do better than that. Because it's still happening today. You know what I mean? Anyhow, Wayne Core says, please cancel Sting. Please cancel Sting. This is my general assessment of Sting. Okay, so what happened? If y'all gotta go watch it. Y'all gotta go watch it. Just YouTube Sting fights. Shout out Pelpa time. Pelpa have the best video footage of it. But an artist named Fully Bad. Fully Bad was just going out to war lyrically with DeMarco. DeMarco is stationed in the US. Fully Bad and DeMarco was going at it. I think DeMarco was like trying to give them some exposure. And then there he was on stage, Fully Bad, doing his thing at Sting, which they sound horrible, all of them, anyways. And then came out of nowhere some artist named Hornimosity or Animosity or something. I don't even know who picked these names. Push, shove, people flying off the stage. It's a long drop. The stage was high. Big fight, breakout artists, coughing up artists. Queenie gets to perform at Sting. Queenie gets to perform at Sting. But Spragga Benz didn't get to hit the stage. And Spragga Benz was booked for the show. I also realized that there were other artists that were booked for the show that didn't perform at all. I went over to some of these artists, and the consensus is Sting is still the same garbage. Lang is still the same person. Artists still not getting paid properly or not getting paid at all for their performances, all kind of something. These are people lodging these complaints, right? I'm not saying it's true or it's false. I'm saying that's what they're saying. From the little bit that I saw yesterday, and I said Maka Diamond is probably the best performance I saw. I see Spragga Benz speaking in parables because he's like, boy, some people. I was like, call names. Because they said that Bounty Killer took up all the time. And Bounty Killer knew that Spragga Benz was supposed to hit the stage and didn't leave any time for him to hit the stage. And I saw somebody speaking to Spragga Benz online, and he said, yo, I think it was Super Twitch, DJ. He said, yo, you always, I've seen you give nothing but support to all these other guys. But my bro, at some point, at some point, you have to draw a line. Because Spragga could have run out on the stage and say, yo, it's my turn now, or whatever. But humbly held his place and didn't say anything, and just say he showed up to perform. His fans were looking forward to him performing. He was marketed, which is false friggin' advertisement, by the way, a sting. When you advertise Tommy Lee Sparta has a huge following, you advertise Spragga Benz has a huge following for his live shows, because Spragga is extremely energetic and very lyrical on stage, and his audience been following him from way back when till now. When you advertise these people and then they don't get to perform on the stage, it's false advertisement, because we came just to see them, kind of thing. So I'm looking at the crowd at Sting, and I said to myself, this look like a bullpen. Beer man. Somebody did the ratio yesterday and said it was like 100 men for every one woman that was there. And then the big fight, all I heard was like bottles. I said to myself, imagine me fly down from way up here, spend money for accommodations and everything, go take in a Sting, and here I am running and ducking bottles. It wasn't a good look. Virtuous Fire said it, and a lot of other people have said it. They said, no disrespect to Bounty Killer, but me not lie. Me did a drop asleep in the middle of the general performance. And I was wondering why they gave him so much time. I saw some of Bounty Killer performance. I didn't watch all of it. I'm not going to say if it was bad or good. I hold Bounty as a general, the general, and I told you all this before, because of what he has done for dancehall. But if Spragga did just call names, but I guess Spragga don't want the drama either, because he could have said Bounty Killer no somebody supposed to go up there, but him hit up the wall at the time on stage or whatever. But I guess he doesn't want that. Spragga said sometimes love is mistaken for weakness. And people push you over and take advantage because you're not. That saying that they gave us when we were growing up, like the humblest calf suck the most milk, which is a rotted lie. The humblest calf get trampled and pushed out the way, and the most aggressive calves, they suck the most milk. That's the truth. If you think about it and if you watch nature. I don't know why they still believe. Here are the two biggest flaws. One, the artists them are still not singing out their whole songs. I would rather you come on stage and sing 4 of your top songs completely, beginning to end, and get off the stage. And don't do too much run up and down and run out of breath, because y'all ain't in no damn shape. We not smoke and drink every day and all them something there. So stand up one place, man, or move slowly across the stage. So I'm waiting to see that change. I know you have 100 songs, but I just want to hear 4. Just sing your top 4 song and come off of the stage. Make somebody else come on the stage. And the next thing that they do that I don't understand why they do it, they book a show like Sting, and the lineup is 100 artists on the lineup. 100 artists can't possibly perform and give a proper performance in the time space that's given for the concert to go on from start to finish. So why you have all these people line up and book for the show? And it causes a problem every single time. Every time. At least sing out the whole first verse, right? King David says, first verse hit, rest of the song is crap. Well, at least sing out the whole first verse. They sing a sentence of each song. Man, them know, so them have 100 song out a road. Them sing the first line of each song, dash. Give me a next rhythm there. Give me a mix. Give me a mix. Dash. Dash with that. On to the next one. Like, who the hell pays for that? You know, we are our biggest enemy. I watched Sting over the years just go down and down and down and down. And I'm gonna end this morning by saying this. I said it before. People don't like when I say it, cause them don't like the man. But I'll say it again. Vibes Cartel killed Sting. Sting is dead. It's always gonna be chaos and confusion, and nobody is satisfied until it's properly put back together. Here's my suggestion. Y'all get that money up. Pay the man there a hefty fee. Make a deal with him that his first concert when he gets his freedom is a Vibes Cartel and Friends Sting edition. I bet you Sting get resurrected. But until then, the man will kill it. Have to go build it back for you know. And until then, no matter how y'all try going around it, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Anybody watch Sting and tell me say them watch a good show, you lying. And I'm sorry to say it. I'm not trying to box food out of nobody's mouth, but it was crap. And I would have been vexed if me did fly down and pay money for go see that. That way. That's how I feel about it in general. Right? Reggae Girl Bento says Bounty didn't have control over the time. Is the stage manager. Yeah, I don't know how much time who had what on stage, so I'm not even getting into that. I'm just going off of what I saw people saying. People were saying Bounty stayed on the stage too long. Not that he was not booked to be on the stage that long, but him thing did start get boring. You know, you can't give Bounty a pass because Bounty is Bounty, right? But at some point, you're going to be like, okay, man, wrap it up. Let's get somebody else in there now, right? And then you look up and you're like, Jesus Christ, I'm still up there. That's what people were saying they were feeling. Raja Jada said, make we buy out Sting and show them how show supposed to be. Sting is not Sting. Sting has lost its sting. It has been stung. It dead. See, Grace Tennant says, you think survival so flow. Sting could live. Sting could be resurrected properly. Two things could resurrect Sting properly. Let me tell you how. Bounty and Beanie Man will never clash again on a serious clash. Because Bounty and Beanie have already done verses together, and we see how a friendly clash can look like and all that. And that has been wash and rinse and wash and rinse. What the people want to see again, you see, truthfully, they want to see Mavado and Vibes Cartel again. They want to see a part 2 to that. That's what the people truly, truly want to see. And I ain't talking about new generation picnic. The new generation picnic them with for them. I can't even relate to their music, but they will learn. But we're talking about big people who've been following dancehall forever, who have the money now, we can spend for go see the show and pack a venue for real and buy out bar and everything else for real. We want to see not Bounty Killer. We want to see Vibes Cartel and Mavado. If Vibes Cartel and Mavado ever line up at Sting again, Sting would be fully resurrected. Or if Vibes Cartel does his first concert and call it Vibes Cartel and Friends, the Sting edition, done. With that said, manners and respect to each and every one of you. Boss, have a great new year, holidays, and you never give up on our people. But I am tired. Wayne, I'm tired too. But it goes with the journey, my friend. Our thing this, right? All right. But for now, it's no Sting for me either. Shout out to everybody tuning in this morning. Big up on yourself. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. And we're going to leave it right here until we meet again tomorrow morning. God spare my life. And walk good. Be good. Walk with God. And remember, there's a thing called karma. It's not going to miss you. So think about the things you're going to do before you actually do them. Nobody know want to hear when you're ball about your consequences if you weren't thinking about your actions. Right? Right. Big people something. I'm out. Peace.